Welcome to episode number 71 of the Eavesdrop podcast. Today we have my right-hand man, the guy that's usually behind the camera. Sue was a little bit nervous earlier, but I told him that his job was on the line, so he's a little bit freer now.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll get through it then, in that case.
Yes.
We'll get through it.
You got to get through it. I'm fine.
Yeah, no, this is it.
I've done
never
71
seen,
of these, 70 once of these things.
I've recorded 70. I'm about to record 71, I guess, but recorded 70. I've never been in this chair, so it's...
Did you think that you were going to be in this chair at some point?
No, not at all.
Why are you in this chair today?
I think we ran out of guests.
We ran out of guests?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Crimsix was supposed to come in and do something. But I wanted to bring you on just so we can give them behind the looks of what it's like to work for this monster.
Yep.
What do you mean, yep? Okay, here we go. So this episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN, Honey, and Marvel's The Avengers video game.
Very cool.
I'm gonna tell everybody more about that in a little bit. Matt, what is your name? Full name? What do you go by? What's the deal? Who are you today?
All those. So my name's Matt Craig, or Matthew Craig.
What do you prefer?
Matt.
Matt?
Yeah, definitely Matt. Everyone calls me Matty though now because you started that.
Yeah.
So I guess Matty. That's what I go by. From Oklahoma. Went to University of Oklahoma for 3 years. Dropped out my junior year to move here to work for you.
Wait, I thought you dropped out of school to go work for Deserta.
No, it's to work for you. I was still going to school full time.
While you were working for Deserta?
Yeah. Yeah, because it was basically just like events on the weekends.
Yeah.
So I would fly to events, work Friday through Sunday, and then fly back Monday and go to class. So
tell me a little bit about that transition. Like where does your story begin? You're 24 years old, 25.
24. Just turned 24.
Oh, just turned 24. Okay.
Yeah. So just as far as like gaming and everything goes,
whatever you want to talk about, man.
All right. So I mean, I've like gamed my whole life basically.
Yeah.
As like many people my age have. So
what's your main game?
Right now it's Apex.
What used to be your main game when you started?
Halo,
really?
Yeah.
So you're a Halo player?
Oh yeah, I love Halo. So like that was the first game I ever really played. Like that I can remember playing was Halo 1, because my dad and his buddy bought Xboxes like when they first came out, like the original like black Xbox.
Yeah.
And I think they came
Fusion
with
Frenzy.
I love Fusion Frenzy.
So do I.
That's a good game.
Better than Mario Party.
I never played Mario Party. I never played like Nintendo games growing up ever.
Mario Brothers? You didn't play neither of those two?
No.
What about the first one? I'm pointing, by the way, to Super Mario Brothers 2 and Super Mario Brothers 3, and then a Japanese version of Super Mario Brothers 2. Where's Super Mario Brothers? Well, it doesn't matter. All right, so go on. So you never played Nintendo games ever?
No, I had like a Game Boy, and I played
Pokemon.
Yeah. I played like Ruby and Sapphire a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But yeah, so I started playing Xbox when Halo 1 came out, basically. That's like the first game I can remember playing. Like trying to beat Halo on Legendary when I was like 8 years old or whatever. I loved it. And then probably when I was 16 or 17, when my buddies played like competitive COD, like did all the tournaments online and stuff, and went to events. And when he told me he was going to events and like hanging out with people and playing in front of a crowd or whatever, I guess he was an open bracket, but I think he played on main stage once. And he told me about it. I was like,
who? Give him a shout out, man. Don't just say him.
His name's Trace Job. I don't know what he does now. I mean, he graduated college, but I think he plays like CS now a little bit. But yeah, he used to play like competitive COD. I think he was on Dare at one point. So he did
Dare,
a lot.
Dare, what was it? Dare to Rise or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Like that. But yeah, so he did that, and him telling me about just esports in general and everything, I thought it was really cool. It sounded like a lot of fun. But I knew I wasn't good enough to go to events. I think I played like he told me about it. Me and my older brother played like 1 GB and got just smoked. Like, what was it even?
How many brothers?
I have one. I have one younger brother.
And that's it. That's all your siblings.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys play 1 GB. How much older are you than him?
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I think he's
17.
16. Yeah, 17. So we played like 1 GB, got smoked. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna go to an event and play, but I do want to go to events because it sounds fun. Sounds like it would be something I'd be into, just hanging out with people that have, similar interests as me. So I was trying to figure out how I'm going to go to events. So I was like, maybe I'll just go and be a photographer, but I didn't have like a reel or like a portfolio or anything to do photo or video stuff. So I DM'd Deserto. Okay, well, actually, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused. So I had I was into YouTube. I was big into YouTube. So I went to VidCon,
Yeah.
and Anaheim was the weekend after VidCon,
Yes.
I think. So I went to VidCon, went to all that, like learned a bunch about, because I did the, not the creator pass, but like the industry pass.
Yes.
So I was like, it was like the third floor. You got to go all the cool places, got free food. So I did that.
How did you get the creator pass or
The industry pass?
Yeah.
You just paid for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the first year you could go and get that by paying for it. So I spent like all my money to fly there and go to that. And then while I was there, I was like, I might as well just stay for the COD event that's the next weekend because they had the hotel room anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So went to VidCon. While I was at VidCon, I DM'd DeSerto Mike and was like, yo, I have my stuff here. Can I just like take photos for you guys if you can get me like into the venue? Like I'll take photos for free. Just if you can get me in, I'll give you guys photos all
So
weekend.
hold on. How did you hear about the CERTA?
Just by following people on, like on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
because I probably DM'd like 15 people because I DM'd a bunch of open bracket kids, and I think I got them to pay me because I wanted one way to get in for free and then try to make money another way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I DM'd Mike, I DM'd a bunch of not like big orgs, but like the small open bracket orgs. DM'd a bunch of those guys, and some of them got back to me, and I think I charged like $50 for like photos the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then DM Mike. Mike got me in, took photos, and that was my first ever event. I met Roger there actually, so that was cool.
How did you meet Roger?
We were just up at the like front of the stage at the same time, and I didn't know much about
Were you like,
cameras really.
Hey, man.
That's what, dude. All of us photographers do that at events. I did the same thing with Hitch. I kind of met Hitch that way, but yeah, we all have something to talk about because we all are into cameras. So it's always just like, oh, what are you shooting on? And you just get to talking.
That's the icebreaker?
Yeah, exactly. What are you shooting on? And everyone like just goes back and forth, and then we start trading lenses and stuff because some people have the long lenses, some people have the wide angles. So that's how all the photographers become friends. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you show, which event was it? Do you remember?
It was Anaheim 2016 or
Oh my God. So you're
17.
like super young into the industry.
Yeah, well, kind of. I got in I feel like I got in right as everyone else got in. It seems
Mhm.
like to me, or all my friends got in, because like it was Roger's first event shooting. He had played an event before that, I think, but that was like his first event shooting. And I want to say it was whatever game was after AW, I think, because AW is the game that
Advanced Warfare.
AW is the game that I realized there was like a competitive COD. 'Cause
Black
before that, I
Ops
didn't
3
even
came
know.
after that.
Yeah, it was Black Ops 3 then.
Yeah. Okay. That's very cool. So you took the initiative and you thought, okay, two things need to be addressed. I got to pay for this thing, and I also have to get into this thing.
Yeah.
With a media pass.
Exactly. I need to get my camera in, and I wanted like access to. Basically, I didn't want to go and just like take like shitty photos. Like
Yeah.
I wanted them to be good. I wanted them to be like worth something. So I knew I needed to have the media pass. That way, I wasn't like trying to sneak a big ass camera in.
Mhm.
So Mike got me in, and then I just basically took like thousands of photos that first
Okay.
weekend. So
Let's put a pause on that,
Okay.
and I'm going to ask you, what would you recommend for people that are looking to get into the industry? How would they do it in this day and age? Don't think about COVID. Just think about regular events.
I don't know. I think the way I did it was smart. I guess I don't have to mention COVID because it is different. Right now it's hard because the way I did it only works with events
Yeah.
because I'm a photographer.
That's
Obviously,
what I'm
videographer,
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if COVID wasn't a thing, it's hard, and I don't like. A lot of people don't like the way I did it
Yeah.
because I don't mind working for free if
Mhm.
I know there's like if it's a means to an end. I think working for free is like very valuable. in
Did it
its
work
own-
out for you?
Yeah, it worked out great for me. Yeah. So like I think working for free is smart if you do it the right way. Like don't just work for free for 3 years and be like, "Oh, I have all this stuff and I'm not getting paid." Like
yeah.
you have to if it's a way to get in, then working for free is really smart, I think. So that would be my advice is like just start doing something versus like, "Oh, I need this job to get into the industry."
Yeah.
Just start working. Like start making, like if you're a designer, start designing stuff, start putting it out. People are going to see your designs, and if you're good, you're going to get hired and you'll start making money.
Yeah.
Like don't be like, "Oh, someone needs to hire me to make this design for them." Just start making designs.
Yeah.
If you want to take photos, go take photos. Like that's the biggest thing is have something to fall like if you were to DM someone and be like, "Yo, I need this done." They need to be able to show you what they've done before. Like no one's just going to be like, "Oh, go, take photos." You've never taken photos before. You need a portfolio, you need a reel, you need something to show that you know, can do what you're wanting to do.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's how I got it.
You know, you sort of went against my personal belief, right? Like I never hired within the industry. I mean, Hitch was like Hitch was the first one, but I always looked outside. For photography specifically, I hired somebody that was like a friend, somebody from home.
Okay, yeah.
And the reason I did that is because I wanted a fresh pair of eyes in this thing. I didn't want to see the same picture over and over again, the same picture over and over again.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that people fail to realize is that you can bring cameras into that just as a spectator, right? The same way that you can bring cameras into the NBA games as a spectator. For this day and age, it may not make sense maybe from a challenger's perspective, but there is something to be said about going to entertain yourself, but also do a little bit of work. Like if you're a photographer looking to break in, going into an event and just start snapping pictures of the people that you see. Spend 15 minutes following one player, the entire thing, just rotating players that are. I'll start obviously with the popular ones, and then just follow them. Right, like if you see Scump in the balcony, you know, saying hello, like just wait. He's going to say hi to the crowd, or he's going to, and these sort of shots are going to look cool. And if you can position yourself in a good position, if you can position yourself in a good angle to take a good picture, you can then watermark that shit and then send it to Scump and be like, yo, what do you think of these? And then he's going to be like, yo, let me take those for my Instagram. Deal. But it's going to cost you $50 per picture, or it's going to cost you $10 per picture if you tag me in it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That was like when I first started taking photos and I wasn't like doing it like to make money necessarily, but it was really cool when I would go home or go back to the hotel, edit these photos, and then tweet them and like tag, like, I think I remember tagging Clay in one and he retweeted it. And I was like, well, that was fucking dope. Like, I didn't think that was ever going to happen. So that was always the cool thing to do, was it validated what you were doing. Yeah. Like that the people you're taking photos of liked the photos. And then it just ended up working out with Descerto. A lot of people go to events and don't take many photos. I was going to events and taking like 5,000 photos in a weekend, because the way Descerto works is it's not like quantity over quality, but it is like you have to have a shitload of quantity, because say something happens, we need photos of that person. Yeah. So we'd go to events and they'd be set up like 4 players in a row. I would take. Okay, so tell me the experience. Okay, get to that in a little bit. Tell me. So you meet up with Mike. Okay, yeah. So let's start there. So I meet up with Mike at the first event. My memory is really bad, so this is gonna be kind of difficult to remember all of this. Jesus Christ, Matt. It's terrible. But I meet up with Mike at the first event. Take photos for him all weekend. Didn't make any money from them. Made a little bit of money from Open Bracket. Went home. DM'd Mike and was like, "Hey, I want to keep doing this for the next events." I didn't even ask him to fly me out. I think I flew myself to the first. Hold on, you're fast forwarding to like the next job that you worked for them. Oh well, what do you? Wait, well, what tell me the whole scenario and how, like, what your day one looked like. Oh, I got there. I met Mike. I said, hey, he had a weird accent. He was wearing some tiny jeans, super tight jeans, and leprechaun boots. Okay, and then he gave you a pass. What's your first order of business? Like, what did he tell you? He just told me to get photos. Now, the reason I'm asking you this is because people need to understand what's expected of them when they show up. And when I hire somebody as a photographer, I don't want to sit there and tell them, go take this picture, or I want you to take this kind of picture. Oh yeah, you got to know what to do. Yeah. Okay, so go on. I mean, that first event was different for me because that was my first ever event. So like, I walked in and was like, just mind blown. This was even a thing. Yeah. So I walked around, like, went to all the little stations and like got my G Fuel and all that stuff. You got to mention that brand, even though we're sponsored by Game Fuel. I know. As I said it, I was like, shit. You know, but Game Fuel wasn't a thing back then. Okay, so yeah, so I did that, walked around, and then immediately just started trying to take cool pictures. And I took an insane amount of photos that I wasn't getting paid for. What camera did you have? A Canon T5i, I think is what it was. Okay. And $600. Yeah, $600. And I think I had the kit lens on it too, because the lens is what really makes the photos. So yeah. I think I had the kit lens on it still. I agree. It wasn't great. By the way. But yeah. It's not the photographer, it's the lens. Exactly. No, but yeah, so I mean, I just went and took a bunch of photos, kind of took it all in. I think I watched some matches. Did you know any teams? Did you know any players? I didn't know. You didn't know Optic at the time. I just knew it would be fun if I got to go to one of these. And I kind of just went and just made it work. And ended up really enjoying it. By yourself, no friends? I think I think I had my buddy Logan there because I think Logan went to me with VidCon, and I think Logan stayed for that weekend. My memory is garbage.
Yeah, obviously.
Horrible.
Apparently.
I'm pretty sure Logan was with me at that first event though, because I think we shared a hotel room. But yeah, just took a shitload of photos. Mike ended up liking them.
Yeah. So what do you do with these photos? Do you go backstage? Is there like an area in which all media gets to sit down?
There may have been. I don't think I was invited that first event. I don't think I could. I don't think I went back there. I think I edited them all at the. I want to say now I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm juggling your memory by asking all these questions.
Yeah, and I'm getting confused on what events this was because I remember editing photos behind the G Fuel booth.
Mm-hmm. Again,
but I don't know.
Yeah.
At behind this energy drink booth, and I don't remember if that was that event or not. But I know I didn't make it back to the media room up until like 3-4 events in. When we got to see the media room. The media room was dope. So
meeting Mike from Dexerto, it was cool. He gives you the thing, tells you that. You bring him a SD card. How do you give him the pictures?
I think I Dropboxed all of them.
Okay.
I Dropboxed,
and then they just,
or I
did you edit them?
Yeah.
Facebook?
Yeah, they had for a little while, they had like a massive library on Facebook that were all the photos I took.
Yeah.
And I think I uploaded every single picture to Facebook. And then when Chris or Mike were writing articles, they would just go through the Facebook album and find them. I think that's what we did.
Okay, so then you show them the pictures, and they're like, "Hey, Wormy, we like you."
Yeah. Well, I wasn't Wormy yet. Wormy came way later, but yeah, they liked him. They didn't hate him, I guess, and they were free. So I mean, all they do is give me a pass. So they ended up being good enough. People liked him, or he liked him, I guess. Kept taking photos, left, DM'd him again, and just basically didn't miss an event after that first one for the first like 2 years. Like from the time I went to my first MLG Anaheim, I think I missed one event, maybe 2 events until I started working for you.
Okay.
So I went to.
So you worked how many years before you started working for me for Dexerto?
Like 2.5, maybe something like that. 2.5 or 3. Yeah, I want to say 2.5 or 3. And it was all Dexerto stuff, and then any other. Like I shot a Post Malone concert. Like I did other stuff at home, but it was just as far as like photography goes, it was all CW. Yeah, it was all COD events. I went to like 2 small Halo events, just trying to make extra money, and then a Post Malone concert. That's pretty much it.
Did you shoot any video for Dexerto?
No.
Who was that?
Never. Well, okay, I guess I did shoot video. I shot the interviews, but they weren't like, it wasn't like anything crazy. I literally just
cinematics was just.
Yeah, it was just shoot.
It's pretty much what you do here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, same thing. Just shot the interviews, edit the interviews.
Well, you don't. You just set it up and you press record, and then it records.
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing too spectacular, right? I
mean, no, it wasn't anything like.
When you do the vlog, that's when you get into your cinematics and do the different stuff. Yeah. Okay, so tell me about working for them. Obviously, they are very price sensitive on everything that they do. Hotels. What sort of hotels did you stay in when they were? Did they get you your own hotel? Did you?
They didn't get me my hotel, and this is partly probably on me. Is like because I didn't know how any of this worked at all. Like I didn't know if I should be getting paid for certain things, if I shouldn't, if I should be like buying my own food, if they should be buying food. I literally had no idea. So first, I want to say it was the first 3 events. I paid for my own flights and hotels, and I think they may have paid me like a day rate. I think. To get in, but I think my day was like $100. It wasn't very much.
How much did you get paid by them for the photos?
I think it was $100 a day.
$100 a day.
Yeah.
So tops maybe $400 you made maybe a weekend.
Yeah, maybe.
And who paid for the hotel?
Me.
And how much was the hotel? Don't say 500.
More than 400.
Okay. How much was food?
Well, it wasn't so much the food; it was the alcohol that really messes up the bottom line.
So you were partying.
Well, obviously, we're at COD events. Right? You have to. You have
to. Okay, so after 2 years, you sort of learned the industry not only because you're shooting pictures, but you're also shooting interviews.
Yep.
Did you do your own research outside of that? Did you go out and say, all right, who are these? Who's Complexity? Who is EU?
Yeah. So once after that first event, I got way more into it and started like following it more than I did because, I mean, I knew who like Seth and Nadeshot were. Just because they were so massive, and I watched Call of Duty videos, so I knew who they were. And then once I started following it more, figured out who everybody was. Just kind of got it all figured out after that.
Did you know who Hitch was?
I knew who Hitch was. Yeah, I did know who Hitch was because I watched Vision.
So
did
you know who I was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So when I tweeted out, this was shortly after I sold Optic. I told myself that I was going to treat myself the same way that I would treat any of my players. I was going to be my own manager of my own talent, because obviously there's Hector Rodriguez and then there's Hex, right? The brand of from an influencer's perspective. Like I also have a following. I upload videos. I do that. So my thought immediately was like, okay, I need to have somebody come in and help me edit these videos, because I sure as heck ain't going to be able to keep up like this, you know, with the way that everything that I wanted to do on top of what I was already doing.
Yeah, there's no way.
There was no way that I was going to be able to do that. So I tweet out looking for, I don't even know. Do you remember what it was?
I want to say you just said you're looking for an editor. Wasn't that all you
just
tweeted
looking
out?
for somebody to edit my vlog.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't even know if you said vlog editor. I think you just said editor for anything, but.
Only because my friend from home who I hired as a photographer didn't know how to edit, did I say, all right, I got to do something. So when I tweeted that out, Mike from Deserto, Chris from Deserto, Josh, I don't know what he does. So, but he certainly didn't reach out. Okay. And he's gaining a lot of weight, which is not, which is not bad. But anyway, he reaches out and he says, yo, we got this guy, Matt. Did you tell him to hit me up, or was that just something that you did on your own?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I told Chris. I don't know if I ever, because I remember it was at one of the Mexico Gears events, one of the Mexico City Gears events. Chris was talking about you were looking for someone to edit videos. And I was like, tell him I'll do it. I'll do it for free. Just like, tell him I'll do it. Like, that sounds like a
incredible you would do
job.
It for free?
I did say that, yeah. It's the same way I got into Deserto. I figured, hey, maybe it'll work here too. But yeah, I basically told him like that would be like a dream job to have. And I knew, or I thought at the time, getting that job would be like justification enough to drop out of school. Because I enjoyed school. I did well in school, but I knew I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. So I was looking for a way to drop out and not just like tell my parents like, hey, I'm gonna just drop out and go do nothing. Yeah. So I wanted like a good job to go to, like something to justify it with. And I thought getting this job would be justification enough to drop out of school. Yeah.
When I asked them, I'm like, yo, how much do you guys pay him? You know, they told me they paid you a salary.
Really?
Yeah. So they did you a favor.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Dope, yeah.
Yeah, so shout outs to them for lying to me. You know what I mean? Because they
hooked
you up.
Shout out Chris.
And then I was at the Infinite offices, and I told Roger, I'm like, yo, man, do you have anybody here that's like good at, you know, editing my vlogs and following me around and just recording me? I wanted to go down the route of a Gary Vee sort of content creation where I just offer educational bits here and there as to what helped me get to where I am. On top of like all my I knew that I was about to start my podcast. I knew that I was about to start doing a whole bunch of stuff. Obviously, things got super rocky, and for a very long time during the dark days and the Halo thing, like I couldn't even upload videos. So for a very long time, you were here. What were you doing?
I was just scouring the internet for clips for you to post on Twitter. I remember doing that for just days at a time. Yeah. And going through like all these old videos and finding clips and being like, I would show Roger all of them. I was like, yo, is this good enough? Like, is this going to work? And he's like, no, that sucks. I was like, fuck, dude, I'd look for 4 hours trying to find a clip. Yeah. And then I'd find a clip, send it to you, and forget to like censor it and be like, oh, I'm going back to school. Like, I'm fucked. I'm fired month 1. Yeah, but you put me in awkward spots several times. Yeah. It's okay. You got through it. Yeah. What was the first event that we went to was Seattle? Remember that? It was Seattle it was when the Call of Duty team broke up. Yeah. You had just started working for me. Yep. And you know, what was the difference between working for me and working for the incredible company that is Deserto? Like, just from a travel perspective. From a travel perspective. I mean, from a travel, it's like kind of, it was similar. I wouldn't say it's like crazy. Like the hotel was like a lot nicer, obviously, but besides that, it was like pretty much the same. I remember at that, I don't want to dog. I mean, it was pretty much the same. I feel like, I don't think it was that much different. I remember that was the event that we flew to Vegas, right? Yeah. I remember we flew to Vegas and you like texted me where we were going to Vegas and I tweeted it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I just fucked up again. Yeah. Tweeted it before you said anything. I was like, oh, I'm done. Yeah. Done again. Yeah. You tweeted out,
going to Vegas. This is my life now. It's awesome working for Hex or
Something like that, yeah.
And I was like, Matt, I haven't told anybody that I'm going to Vegas. Well, who are you?
Yeah.
To be
Didn't think about it. I was so pumped
to be telling my news to the world. You know what I mean? I move in silence, man.
Oh,
you know,
dude, yeah.
But you learn very quickly, right? Like it's.
Yeah.
Look, that's always been the game. For me, it's always like everything gets announced through the right and proper channels. It would have been super easy early on for me to talk about Seth and Matt getting into a fight. You know, like you want to check the camera real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna restart it real quick.
Actually, before we go, while Matt checks the camera, we're gonna say a quick shout out to the sponsors. When you use the bathroom, you always close the door behind you, right? I sure do. And Wheeling High School, where I went to school, didn't have any doors in the bathroom stalls. That's how I don't want to say ghetto, but that's how my high school was back then. I don't know if they have doors today. If you go to Wheeling High School in Illinois, let me know how the doors are, or don't show me pictures. Just tell me yes or no. But either way, you don't want random passersby looking at you, right? No, you don't. So why would you let people look in when you're going online? Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom and not closing the door. Did you know that your internet service provider like Comcast or Verizon knows every single website you visit? Don't ask them. And what's worse, they can sell this information to ad companies and tech giants who will then use your data to target you. I'm not that anti being targeted, but I know a lot of people are. Like if somebody out there says, yo, I heard, like if my phone hears that I need a beard trimmer and they say, yo, beard trimmer, and it reminds me, like I'll take it, I don't care. But on other stuff, I definitely want my privacy. I certainly don't want them knowing the password to my Twitter account. I'm going to tell you about when Mix will end in the United States. No, you guys have heard it plenty of times. ExpressVPN puts a stop to all of this. It creates a secure, encrypted tunnel between you and your device and the internet, so that your online activity can't be seen by anyone. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices, especially here at the Hex quarters. Imagine if we didn't have ExpressVPN here, we could probably get kicked offline, and then a whole bunch of stuff happens. Like I don't even want to think about what would happen if we got kicked offline in the middle of a tournament, for example. Like, can you imagine the CDL, $4 million on the line? Hell no. Okay, so the best part about using ExpressVPN is that it's easy as closing the bathroom door. You just fire up the application, click one button, and you are protected. ExpressVPN is the world's #1 rated VPN by CNET, Wired, The Verge, and countless others. So, if you're like me and believe your online activity is your business and your business alone, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/hex. That's expressvpn.com/H3CZ today, and use my exclusive link, expressvpn.com/H3CZ, so you can get an extra 3 months for free. That's expressvpn.com/hex. Okay, so huge shout out to them for coming back yet another week. Certainly appreciate their support. They've been here from the beginning, it feels like, and I certainly appreciate that. Another brand that's been here from the beginning is Honey. Honey. We all shop online, and we've all seen the promo code FieldTaunt as you check out, right? Like, you go there, you check out, it says you want to apply this thing for a coupon. We don't know what coupons to use, but thanks to Honey, manually searching for your coupons is a thing of the past. Honey is a free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, and they range from sites that you've used for tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands and even food delivery. How it works? Easy. When you check out, the Honey button drops down, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches the entire internet to see if there's any coupons available for you to use. And guess what? What did Honey save you money on? Clothes, tech, gadgets, pizza. For us, I think it was pizza. Matt uses it every single time he shops online. He's always looking for a good deal. I think how much would you say we've saved? Thousands of dollars, obviously, with all the stuff that we buy on Best Buy. So definitely thousands of dollars for us. Honey has found over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. Okay, if you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing on free savings. It's literally free, and it installs in a few seconds. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/eavesdrop. That is honey.com/eavesdrop. I'm going to tell you one more time. I'll spell it out for you. JOINHONEY.com/EAVESDROP to get Honey for free. last but not least, something exciting, something that I haven't done here before, and it's the promotion of a video game. Marvel's Avengers is an action-adventure game where a young Kamala Khan must reassemble the Avengers to stop AIM in a future where superheroes are outlawed. Combining the original cinematic story with single-player and co-op gameplay, Marvel's Avengers delivers new heroes and new narrative on an ongoing basis for the definitive Avengers gaming experience. Assemble up to 4 players online, master abilities, customize a growing roster of heroes, and defend the Earth from escalating threats. Available now. Embrace your powers. Visit playavengers.com for more information. That's playavengers.com for more info. Thank you very much. And a huge shout out to you guys. Back to Maddie. So huge shout out again to them. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. Certainly appreciate the support. All right. So as I was saying, for me, it was always about making the proper announcements. I remember clearly one time when Hitch first got to the house, he tweeted out, "The internet's going to break today," because we were about to make an announcement. And I was like, motherfucker, I'm like, don't ever do that shit again. Don't tell people what's coming down the line. Yeah. One, you're not the spokesperson for Optic. Two, I'm not the spokesperson for Optic. Optic has its own voice through its Twitter account, and that's the way that things go out. I was very, very diligent about that. As I was saying, like, it would have been really easy for me personally, and for Optic really, if very early on I was like sort of feeding people like inside information, like, oh my God, Seth just punched a hole on this door because he got into an argument with Nadeshot about who was going to upload the incredible gameplay that they each individually got, which was the most asinine thing ever. But I wanted to be disciplined in that matter, and I wanted to be that. So when you did that, I was like, oh, man, look at this. It's another Hitch. You know what I mean? Hopefully. So we go to Vegas. We shoot. I think who did we interview? It was Richard Lewis?
Yeah, Richard Lewis.
Was it?
I know we did that one in Vegas.
It wasn't. Your memory sucks, dude.
Yo,
we went there for we went there for the Fortnite.
Yeah, for Ninja's Fortnite event at the in the casino. Yeah, that was
the casino. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go hang out. I'm gonna vlog the rest of this stuff, and then you have to come with me because I have to give you the footage for you to vlog. And that was shortly after that is when the Dark Ages happened, and then we started going into like this super dark thing. So, all right, now that we've sort of hit the 30-minute mark. What is it like working for me? And be brutally honest, because I will tell you to edit it if I don't like what you're saying. So please.
It's fun, but it's stressful, I guess, is like the easiest way to say it. Like, it's really fun. There's a bunch of cool stuff that we get to do. We get to make like cool shit all the time, basically. But it is stressful, and it's I feel like instead of me being like really good at one thing and like instead of me like learning to master one thing, I've gotten pretty good at doing a bunch of different stuff here versus like me coming, because when I got the job I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be editing vlogs, but instead of just editing vlog, I haven't edited a vlog in a while now, and now I do the Huntsman stuff. Now I'm like trying to run like Twitter accounts, trying to Instagram accounts, trying to upload clips for second channels. Instead of just doing vlogs, I feel like I've gotten good at doing a bunch of other stuff, and it's stressful because like managing all of that is difficult, and my memory's so terrible that I forget to do shit all the time. But it's fun. Like, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, I know that you have to say that, but no. It's, okay. So what is the most stressful part about working here?
Content days.
Okay. Why?
Just because for one, it's hard to get a hold of these players sometimes. That's pretty difficult. And then a lot of times, instead of them telling me like, hey, I'm not going to show up, they just won't say that, and they just don't show up. And then, because like for the first two, I would schedule everything, but okay, these 3 people are going to be in this video, and it would go really smoothly if they came. But if they didn't come, it would throw a wrench in all of it, and then I would like have to on the fly figure out who I'm going to put where, what I'm going to do. So now I don't like, okay, this person. Now it's like, these people will be here, these people will be here, versus having exact people and exact content pieces. But that's the content days are just stressful because we film so much stuff in like 2 hours. Yeah. It's hard to like keep the quality up, I think, when we film that much stuff all at once. And it's just, I don't know, it just stresses me out. Like trying to get everyone here, got to go get food, got to have everything set up. And you are pretty quick with how you want to do everything. Like we want to film a video, it needs to be like set up now, or set up like 10 minutes ago, basically. So on content days, it's like stressful trying to like move sets for something. And a lot of times I'll move sets and then I'll click record and be like, oh shit, I need to move this camera a little bit. So in the video, I end up moving a little bit. And then for me, it's like, oh, I just fucked up the quality there. But yeah, the content days are definitely the most stressful for me. But I also like content days a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do the rest of the week?
Edit the videos I film on content day. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, but it's not just you, right? Like you have.
Oh yeah, Josefo does. Yeah. Yeah. So we have Josefo. Yeah, me and Josefo edit all the videos. But I mean, I do a bunch of other random stuff like emailing all the podcast people.
I got spoiled. I'm gonna be honest. And the curly headed dude right there, I got spoiled.
Yeah.
Because he did everything. Didn't have to tell him. I just told him like what the vision was, and he got out and he just did everything. He was like a one-man army for a very long time where he was doing a whole bunch of shit. So for the rest of my life, no matter who it is that I work with, whether it's you, whether it's somebody else, I'm always going to expect that level of commitment to this thing, which is unfair to you. It's unfair to Josefo. It's unfair to whoever it is that we do. But I couldn't give less of a shit if it's too much for people to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know that by the time you spend what you're about to, this is going to be what, the third year that you're working for me? Like you're a different person than you were. You're a different editor, you're a different producer, you're a different director, and you're also learning like all the other shit that goes into the business, from sponsorship management to sponsorship deliverables to what works, what doesn't, in your sleep. You know what I mean? I'm turning you into what, you know, what this guy was, what I was for a very long time before he even came. I did that shit all on my own. You know what I'm saying? So I expect that from everybody, and I'll never ever let off. You know what I mean? And that, I think I made that clear to you from the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a good thing to, like, it's a good thing to do. Like, have expectations that high, because it made me work really hard. Like, I didn't know what I was coming in to do exactly, but I figured out really quickly that just do whatever needs to be done, basically. Whether it's like getting clips, filming a video, backing your boat into the lake, like just figure out how to do all of it, and just make sure you like make yourself valuable is basically what I was trying to do. And I feel like I did decent at it, but
yeah, you did all right. And you know, I'll never tell you that you have or you haven't done a good job. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't need a pat on the back from me. Like, you should know. You should be confident in the content you create. And every single time you fuck up, I tell you. Yeah. Right? And what was the first thing that I told you about that one specific thing? No excuses. You tell me, yep, I messed up. That's on me. And that's that. There's no need to fucking sit there and talk about it for 10 minutes. Like, why it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
so
a lot smoother that way.
So now that you have been here for 3 years, what do you feel like has been like your biggest learning in this particular world of mine?
I don't know. There's the biggest learning. I don't even know. There's a lot. Like, I feel like I've learned an insane amount since I started working here. But it would be, I don't know.
Let's start this. What do you think the hardest day of your career so far with me was or has been? Has there been one that's like just sticks out? And it's hard to tell it because you say that you have horrible memory.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been one that was like terrible. There's been ones that I was really nervous about, and it never ends up going as bad as I like see it going in my head, basically. But I mean, like, filming the first pre-show was really stressful, but the pre-show ended up being like one of my favorite things I've ever done here. But there hasn't been like a day where I'm like, oh, this sucked. Like, I hated this. Like, that's not how I would look at it anyway, though. I'm not like negative enough to look at something like that. So
there was one day when somebody from Activision hit you up and asked you how many people are running, you know, the Huntsman pre-show.
Yep.
What was that like? Because that had to feel good.
That was cool. It's always cool though when people ask like how many people are doing like Huntsman content, how many people are like working on stuff that we're doing in the Hex quarters, and it's like it's me and Josefo, and then Hex like tells us what to do basically. And they're always like, you only have 2 people, and I'm like, yeah, we have 2. Maybe if we need like thumbnails, we have a thumbnail guy, but it's pretty much just me and Josefo doing all of it. Yeah. So it feels good. The people are like, oh, it seems like it's a bigger team than that, but it's really not.
No.
So
the thing with that too is that I'd rather like work you till your wheels fall off, like literally make you, because you can do anything, right? Anybody can do anything. You get to a point where it's just way too much, but until you get to that point, I'm never gonna let off. Like, think about, I mean, if and I'm not gonna talk about Hitch anymore after this, but think about, we shot Smooth Competition. Knowing what you know now, do you know what it would have taken to fucking film a 50-foot obstacle, 100-foot obstacle course in the backyard, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy.
It'd be a lot. Yeah,
It's moving cameras, it's editing, syncing cameras, drone shots. Like, there was a lot. How hard do you think it would have? Like, think about it. Like, he.
Oh, it would be very difficult to do that. Yeah, as a one-man show, that would be like.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell you do that actually. But
exactly. You don't, right? But you do because I pushed him far enough.
Yeah. I mean, he's a beast too. So
look at him just sitting there. Won 2 Videographer of the Year awards. That's how.
He's nasty.
That's how you win him, though. That's how you win him.
100%.
Period. You know what I mean? So, look, I'm here to help people find the best them that they can find, and the only way to find that is by tearing them down every single day.
It's like the military.
I mean, essentially, right? Like I expect things to be a certain way, and now obviously that we got year 1 of the Huntsman done with ultimately like 1.5 people, obviously Josefo and you helping. Like, now we're expanding our production team. You know what I'm saying? Simply because it's necessary. I mean, the second that this, like, we couldn't do what we're doing today if live events were a thing. Right, it would be almost impossible because people would get back from events and then what? They have to come in on Tuesday for 2 hours to film content for the rest of the week.
Yeah, there wouldn't be enough time in the day to do all of it.
See, you say that, but I think there is. But it just takes a level of commitment from everybody to say, all right, fine, I'm not gonna watch a fucking movie, or I'm not gonna watch 2 episodes of Taco Chronicles. And this is where we're gonna go. You know what I mean? So I think that it is possible, but just to make it easy on everybody. I mean, we're not. You know, the old Optic where we had no investment and we had no support, and it was just me, Hitch, and Aaron doing lower thirds. Right. So it's easier now that we can afford to, you know, hire people, pay them well, and make them, you know, sort of be committed to the project that we're doing, creating the storytelling aspect of what it is that we're living. Because we're living in a world in which everything that we do is going to be a part of history, and that's important. If people in the early days of NBA, if people in the early days of the NFL, baseball, whatever, had cameras or had the ability to shoot in high quality the way that we do today, and they didn't do it, that would have been a disservice for all of it. I mean, you look at the archives, you look at 30 for 30, you look at the archives of sports history, that's what we're building today, which is why it upsets me when other teams don't care. Not that they don't care, but they don't know how to care enough about the importance of what is essentially going to be a chronological library of their history from inception till wherever it is that they get to. You know what I mean? So I take that very seriously. I take that. I hold myself I hold myself accountable to my future self and why I expect from me today and why I don't do certain things. So anyway, that's my thing. Aside from that, what do you think we can improve on? What do you think that what aren't we doing that you think we should be doing?
I think a lot of it has to do with COVID. If COVID wasn't a thing, I think we could do a lot cooler videos. I think we could, for one, I mean, Smooth Comp was so. Like, Smooth Comp was huge. Like, I think Smooth Comp was one of the coolest things. Like, that was
the best esports series ever created.
Exactly. So I think, I mean, not that we need to, like, I don't want to like copy old stuff or continue doing what you guys have been doing for years, but going and doing more like stuff outside, like active stuff where people are doing something besides sitting and playing video games or doing like trivia-esque videos. I think that's what we need to start doing, and then I guess start uploading more to the channel. I don't know, but I mean I feel like we're doing good for like what we have. I feel like we're doing good. As far as like individual things that need to be better. I don't know. What do you think needs to be better?
I don't know. I have a lot. Like I always have problems agreeing with myself to create pieces of content. The pieces of content we've been shooting from here, just like me sitting down and giving my opinion on something. I've always been reluctant to do that because my voice carries a lot of influence, and it would be irresponsible for me to just speak freely on certain scenarios. The Dr. Disrespect one, for example, that we just uploaded. After I uploaded it, after it went live, and I know that like if I would have watched it one more time before I pressed live on it, I probably wouldn't have uploaded it, because think about what I just did. I didn't talk specifically about the situation. I didn't talk specifically about my opinion on whether I think he did or didn't do what nobody knows what it is because of that. But I carry a lot of influence. And if I'm asking Twitch to tell us what it was, what if Twitch does tell us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what if it's a negative thing for him?
Yeah. Then it's like you.
I
brought it
influence
out.
that,
Yeah, exactly,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've always had this like internal struggle about the things that I can or cannot say,
Yeah.
and it goes back all the way to when we release players, or when we, you know, when we have to get rid of players, or we have
Yeah.
to separate from players. If I give a reason, a lot of things happen. If I give essentially my opinion as to why it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Best thing to do is always say thank you for working with us, goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about anybody that's happened specifically in this year even, right? But in the past, like call it 60-50 or call it 1 2 3 5 McAlpin or whatever. Like there's a lot of things that I can't disagree publicly, because I know that I influence a lot of people who might agree with me, and then there's sort of after effect that happens too. That's, you know what I mean? So
you say something, people are gonna, like, you have such a large fan base that you say something, everyone else is gonna agree with you
or disagree
with you.
Yeah.
But if they agree with you and it somehow ends up being a bad thing for whatever you're talking about,
Yeah.
then instead of you saying something, it's you and 100,000 other people.
Yeah.
And it's just that'd be a big burden to carry, I feel like. But yeah.
It is. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt self-conscious about uploading the Dr. Disrespect one. Right? Like none of my business. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? Like unless whatever it comes out, whatever. Like even talking about it in this very instance like makes me feel uncomfortable, so I just, I just rather move on. If I guess one last topic, it would be what I get a lot of messages, you get a lot of messages, how to work here at the Hex Quarters, internships and all that.
Yeah.
What do you tell them?
I just tell them we're not hiring interns, basically.
I was like, listen, I'm doing you a favor, dude. You don't want to.
Like, trust, bro. Trust.
You don't want to work here. You need thick skin. Do you find me hard to get along with?
No, not hard to get along with. No. You mean it's like the thing I've said for you're never satisfied. So it's like it's hard to tell like when you're actually upset too about stuff. Like say like a thumbnail, like if a thumbnail's wrong or like a title isn't the way that you want it, it's like half the time I can't tell if you're like really fucking pissed about that title being wrong, or it's like, oh, he's got other shit going on. He's just going through it right now. Title's fine. We'll figure out the title. Just change it. Yeah. That's the only thing that is like, you're not hard to get along with. You're hard to read, I guess, is what I would say. Very hard to read.
So you never know when I say "God damn it, Maddie," you don't know if it's a good one or if it's like a medium or if it's like, oh, is he joking?
Yeah, you can never tell. You can never tell. Yeah.
Good. On the topic of that, like I think I told you from the beginning, like I was making fun of you for being a millennial, and I said that by the end of this, you will not be a millennial. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That a lot.
Yes. Yeah. From the beginning. I'm like, nope, no excuses here, dude. That shit is not gonna work. I think the way that you sort of transitioned from the person that you were when you came to the person that you are today, like I think more than anything, I think that you've done a really good job at doing the work that needs to be done in here. Minus the little title here, thumbnail there, like and you forgetting to do certain shit that you're supposed to. I don't think that I've ever had any true issue where I was just like, man, this dude's not gonna make it. I've never thought about that. To be honest, I don't think I ever look at someone, or there's been a few times where I've looked at someone and said he's not going to make it, because I make it sort of a special project for me to make sure that they make it, because their success reflects on me. Oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, like I hope that TST blows up like fucking next week, because guess what? That's another team that I get to take credit for. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
just all these people.
It's just like, oh, dude, they're coming. I touched them once and shit, and then fucking magic happened.
It's the Hex guidance right there.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing, Matt? What would you like to do? Let's say this.
Well, yeah.
You have your choice right now, okay? And I'm not telling you that I'm gonna fire you. I'm not telling you that I'm gonna let you go to do you a favor either.
Right now.
Okay. What would you be doing right now if you weren't working for me?
I would be in my I'd be in my second year of either chiropractic school or dental school. Because I don't think if I never got this job, I don't think I ever would have found like a good enough reason to drop out of school. And I think I would have just kept going, because I didn't like it, but I didn't like hate it. Like I didn't like hate my life doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I could get through it. I knew I could get into school, and I knew I'd end up doing like really well for myself if I had made it all the way through. So I probably would have just kept doing that. This was like this job was very much a huge change in trajectory for my life, because the way I had going, I'd want to be a dentist from the time I was like 5 years old. So that's what I was going to do. That was just like kind of the plan. Had it all figured out. Knew I was going to go to school. Knew I was going to go to dental school. Had the same friends since I was like 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Still my best friends. One of them's in dental school. One of them's in chiropractic school right now. So I would have gone to one of those. My girlfriend's in chiropractic school. So that would have been the plan if I didn't get this job. That's what I'd be doing, I think. Unless something crazy happened like this, where I got another like weird opportunity to do something cool. But
it is a weird opportunity because you're essentially dropping out of school. You're going to go work with one dude, and it's just you and me in this fucking studio for how long?
Yeah, it was a long time.
It was a long time. And
Yeah.
I remember telling you, I'm like, Matt, don't get used to this, because once I turn the switch back on, it's going to be all go all the time.
That was facts. There were like months where you just like you find something to do, be productive. And it was like when you were like, when I flip the switch and start making content again, it's going to be a complete 180 from what we're doing right now. And it was.
Overwhelming.
It 100% was. It went from me doing Twitter clips to vlogs, podcast clips, and
Twitter
just
clips.
all kinds of other stuff on top
Titles,
of
thumbnails.
Oh, yeah.
Taking meetings with clients.
Yep.
Sponsorships. Learning the do's and don'ts of essentially social media and influencer marketing from top to bottom.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a lot. It was like learn quick, or fail fast, as Andy says. Learn quick, fail fast.
No,
right? Isn't that what he said?
no, you couldn't fail with me, dude.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't play that shit. It's only learn quick and move fast. So, you stream a little bit. Is that something that you want to pursue, or is that just something that you do just for fun? Because I stream just for fun sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I stream for fun just because I'm gonna play games anyway, and it's fun to turn the stream on. And right now I play a dead game, so no one plays Apex.
Oh, Apex.
Yeah, I play Apex on stream a lot.
That's your game.
Yeah, so I play Apex, and people that watch me, I'll be like, "Yo, hop in the lobby," and they end up being good, and I have people to play with versus me playing by myself. So I mean, I like streaming. It's really fun. Eventually, I mean, I would love to like stream and like make YouTube videos and all that stuff for like a living, but that'd be another one of those like giant like changes.
But how would that happen though?
What do you mean?
How this like you would have to do the job that you do today for me, and then you have to go home and at night like build that brand for you to even get even remotely close to doing something like that.
Yeah.
But if that's something that you want to do, how do you get there?
Well, if that's something I want to do and like I want to do it for real.
Because you're 24.
Yeah.
The clock's ticking, dude.
Man, don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, look, you look at me. I was 29 when I started doing this thing, so you know, don't worry about it.
No, I mean, if it's like something I really want to do, I would have to just, I guess, not sleep at all and just work all day and then go home and make videos and stream at night.
Bills got to be paid.
Bills do got to be paid. That's facts.
Very cool.
I mean,
all right.
It'd be cool.
Well, let me ask you this: where do you see yourself in the next 2 years?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Here? Elsewhere? Are you leaving me, Matt? Is that what the fuck you're telling me?
Nah.
Is this the breakup fucking video?
Right now? I don't know. I really don't know. Like there's a bunch of stuff that I want to do, but the workload of this job kind of makes it difficult to I never want to be doing something else and it take away from this, because like this is like what I get paid to do. So this should always be what I do first. Like this should be what's good. And then everything else is like just side stuff that I want to do for fun or want to try to grow. So, I mean, in 2 years, I have no idea. Like, I really don't know. I haven't like, I think about it every day, but I don't know if I would ever want to like quit and go do that full time. Because I don't want to just quit and just jump into the deep end and be like, you know, figure it out. Like, that's not the way that I would want to do it.
But do you think you could?
Yeah, I definitely think I could.
Because of the training that you got here, young samurai,
yeah,
you would be able to do it 100%.
Yeah, I definitely think if I tried, I think I could do it. But it's one of those things where, do I leave this job? Because this is the job. Like for me, this is the job to have. So it's like if I leave this, I'm not coming back to like work for somebody else or go work for another team.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no way that I leave this and then go work and just be a videographer somewhere or be an editor somewhere. It's either I keep doing this or I quit this and go try to do something myself and make that work. That's the way I see it. I don't see myself like quitting this and then being like a year later, be like, yo, Hex, can I fucking edit your vlogs again? Like that.
What do you think I would say to something like that?
No, I think you'd say no.
I don't know about that. If Hitch came back and said, I want to do Vision, I'm fucking firing whoever I need to fire in order to do that. But good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Well, thanks for stopping by, man. And I want to say that you weren't filler. Obviously, we've been discussing you hopping on this for a long time. It just happened that this time around, Krim was in the middle of a tournament or something, and then he couldn't stop by. But either way, thank you. Have fun editing this.
I will.
It can't be weird, right? Editing your own stuff.
Oh, it's going to be strange.
I do that all the time. I edit my vlogs all the time. I've seen you edit your unboxing reviews.
Well, that's been years. That's been years.
Don't
I
even
haven't
look
seen
it
myself.
up, guys.
Yeah, don't look at those. Don't look at those.
All right, so Matt's information is going to be listed in the description down below. Don't follow him. Obviously, if you do and he gets a big enough following, he's going to leave me. And obviously, I don't want that. So anyway, all his information is down below. Matt, have fun. Thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. Was this a good one?
I think it was good. It felt good. I was very nervous going into it.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit less nervous now. So I think it went well.
Do you think getting a couple of beers in you would have made it better?
Yeah, 100%. I literally looked for White Claws in the fridge, but I think we're out. So
we got like a stash of liquor on the other side.
I just don't know if I need to start right now.
This early? It's only 5:30. You're
Once I start, I don't stop though.
You know
my
man. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, a huge shout out to ExpressVPN, Honey, and Marvel's The Avengers Game. We'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.